All right, well, my name is Mason Nalle. I live in Jonesboro, Tennessee. I'm 20 years old, and I started a business with some of my friends for IT services and computer repair. We fix computers. We answer calls. We get emails about support trouble tickets. We basically a lot of our business is done through word of mouth, like from friends and family. Say, hey, these guys, they know someone that has a problem with their computer, and then they basically just send them on over to us, and we're the ones to take care of them. We do custom PC installs. I do a little bit of work on car audio systems and electronic systems. Um, Basically, anything that we know how to do, we'll tackle for someone else. If it's something that they don't know how to do or they're struggling with, as long as they're willing to pay us for our services. All right, so the name of our company is Source Systems. There really wasn't too much of an idea as to why we named it that. It was kind of just we did the cliche. We went to a coffee shop, we got some napkins and some pens, and said, "All right, we need to figure out a name for this." And we sat there for a good 4 hours talking about everything that had nothing to do with our business. And eventually, one of us just said it, and it kind of stuck because it was the only thing that had it was just two S's in a row, and well, a lot of stuff was actually taken, believe it or not. A while ago, I think early 2012, me and a couple of my friends, one from the internet, one from real life, had an idea to start an IT business. We were going to do it down in Tennessee because it's a heck of a lot cheaper to live down here and operate a business than it was where I used to live in Northern Virginia. Um, we filed an LLC with Tennessee in October 12th, or October in 2012. And ever since then, we've kind of just been taking on odd jobs. But as more and more people obviously know about us, it kind of just spreads to by word of mouth. You know, we don't have a physical store or anything like that, but we still operate mostly outside of our apartment, and we'll do house calls and things like that. Um, Plans for expansion in the future. Obviously, at some point, we'd love to get a physical store to be able to have walk-ins come in and have people be able to come in and bring us stuff so that we can fix it for them. As well as a physical storefront is obviously just a huge advertisement by itself. It's got a sign; people are going to see it when they drive by. Um, and a lot of it is so much more than it used to be. It's not so much about the physical store or anything. It has so much to do with social media and how you can expand through places like Facebook and Twitter. Just offering out like deals and things like that. It's become so much more of a way to be able to expand a business than ever thought that it would be in the past. Currently, at this point in time, all of us do have second jobs or first jobs, I guess, at this point, because they're our primary source of income. Um, we obviously don't make as much as we would like off of an IPT business because there are so many small businesses. Obviously, our rates have to be extremely low to be able to compete with them. Um, we'd like to be able to in the future, within possibly the next year or two, to be able to have at least one of us live off of just the income from fixing computers and things like that. We don't know how long we don't know how long it will be until that happens, but it's just something you have to build over time. It's not going to be an overnight thing. The reason that I believe that people would come to us rather than going to any of our competitors, the big name competitors such as Geek Squad or some of the smaller ones like Tri-Cities Repair or Ultra Systems that are local computer repair chains around here, is obviously what it all boils down to for the consumer is value. It boils down to how much do I have to pay for what I want done. And I honestly believe that a lot of people overcharge for this. A Geek Squad, for example, charges $70 for a diagnostic. As someone who used to work for Geek Squad, I can tell you that all that they are doing is running two automated discs and giving you the results. That's not value. A diagnostic should be something that's included or cost, I don't know, like $10 or something because it's such a simple task. And when it comes to the repair, a lot of it is simple fixes. It shouldn't be one blanket charge to cover everything. It should be, this is what we had to do. Let me prove to you what we had to do. This is how much time it took, and this is how much it's going to cost. It needs to be a lot more flexible and just make more sense to the consumer and to us, because it doesn't sit with me to be able to rip someone off like that. What to do if what you shouldn't be afraid to do is seriously don't be afraid to screw up. Like, because I remember there were definitely a couple times that we seriously screwed up. Like the first time the IRS sent us like 10 pages, we freaked the crap out because we had no idea what to do. But eventually, we got our shit straight and everything worked out. After a while, it just you'll screw up a lot of times, but if you have a good idea and you have a good brain, a good plan, all that stuff behind it, it will succeed.